Hi, I'm here to do a How to Get Away with Murder review, Season 2, Episode 2. She's dying. Okay, so it starts off with Wes running away from the twins' mansion. We've seen this before in Episode 1. This time we see him run into Michaela and Laurel, who are asking, "Where's Connor?" Well, Connor is still in the mansion, leering over Annalise's bleeding out body, saying, what does he say? "This is all your fault," all morbidly. So, of course, we get the flashback to 2 months earlier. That was present day, obviously. So, the flashback 2 months earlier, Annalise is walking through the police station, rolling deep with Frank, runs into Bonnie, and it turns out they're trying to get the twins because the twins were arrested because, as we know, the aunt's throat was slit and they arrested the twins on suspicion of having killed her. So Caleb is with the cop, being all bad man, like, oh, and uber protective of his sister. There's something weird going on there. And his sister, Catherine, who I realize is Tank from freaking Guild. Did anyone watch Guild? Excellent freaking, it was a web series off of YouTube. Then it got turned into like a webinar thing. And then it's on Netflix. So check it out. If you've ever played an MMO, World of Warcraft, The Guild, watch Tank. She's awesome. So, anywho, Catherine is about to expose her brother because we know that her brother was not in the house. Her brother was out jogging. So I mean, we don't know where the brother was, but the brother was out jogging. She's about to say that when Annalise interrupts the interview. She sits down with both of them and says, she tells them what happened, that their aunt was killed, and they're like, "We didn't do it." And then she was like, "Oh, were you home?" And they were like, "Yeah, we were." And she looks at the Catherine, and Catherine was like, "Yeah, we were both home." But Annalise can see that Catherine is lying. Um, so yeah, next scene, Wes, who's so cute. He's so cute with this little fro. I think he's kind of cute. He's cute. Um, the landlord is at his door saying, your girlfriend stiffed me, and where's the rent? And he's like, "I'm about to throw out her stuff." Wes is like, "I don't care. Throw out her stuff. Get out of my way." Then we skip ahead to Annalise talking to the team about getting the twins an alibi, and the team is stank about it. They don't really want this case because they believe the twins obviously did it. Particularly Asher is vocal about but they're trying to get an alibi for the twins in the aunt's death. Annalise assigns Bonnie to be the lead, and she's the lead by default. Anywho, Michaela doesn't tell anybody that X911 replied to her, and as they're trying to discuss going to Nate's trial, which is about to his preliminary probable cause hearing, wow, while they're talking about attending, Asher kind of overhears and he's like, "What are you guys talking about?" And Connor exposes that Oliver has HIV, and you know, that's what they were talking about. Um, it's a bad move on Connor's part. But anywho, Annalise meets up with Eve to coordinate what Nate's going to say in the trial, how they're going to handle it. And Eve's like, "Don't worry, babe, I got this." And they talk about last night when they and that it was fun, and that Annalise shouldn't overanalyze it, and Annalise admitted that she had fun too. That she had fun too. Anyhow, Eve asks if Annalise loves Nate, and Annalise skirts the question like a good lawyer does. Anyhow, Nate's trial begins. The prosecutor points out that Annalise and Eve know each other. They presently know each other, and Eve skirts the issue very well. She's like, "Well, we went to Harvard, we were associate acquaintances then, and I can't account for all my acquaintances in law school, and we saw each other 10 years ago, and the prosecutor couldn't go to law school, Harvard law, ha ha ha." So they skirt around the issue. Uh, she believes that they're colluding. The prosecutor believes that Annalise and Eve are colluding, which they are participating in collusion, colluding, I guess, is the verb, not the noun. Anywho, um, they skirt around it. Eve was like, "Oh, you could investigate it, but it's not true. So this is this bull. So whatever." Um, Anyhow, the prosecutor calls Annalise to the stand, and she pretty much calls her a hostile witness. Annalise is talking crap back to her, and the DA ultimately, not the DA, but the prosecutor ultimately says that Annalise had orchestrated the husband's murder. Anyhow, Frank tries to go in to talk to Bonnie about killing Rebecca, and Bonnie does not want to talk about it. We see Frank flashing back to killing Lila because nobody knows that Frank did it, even now. Um, Annalise interrupts the call and tells Frank to find out what else does the prosecutor know. Bonnie and Asher try to find out from the twins' staff if the twins were actually home, and the staff was actually asked to leave early that night, so they can't say anything about where the twins were that night. So they can't have an alibi that way. The prosecutor is slut shaming. Back to Nate's trial. The prosecutor is slut shaming the piss out of Anna, pointing out the fact that she slept with Nate the first time they spent time together, sex in the bathroom, the bar bathroom, all of that. And of course, Michaela, Wes, Hottie, and Connor, Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie and Hottie, Connor's hot, but he's gay. They're at the trial and they're all listening to this. I guess they take a recess from all the slut shaming, and while they're standing outside, Connor is saying, "Oh yeah, Wes is still boinking Rebecca. He knows where Rebecca is." Wes is like, "Screw you! I don't know where she is. I don't give a damn." Pushes him and walks away. Then some homie comes up to them and says, "Oh, my cell phone's out of juice. Can I use your cell phone?" Connor's like, "Yes," because the guy is cute. He's a cutie pie, blue eyes, dark hair, yum. He's a cutie pie. Michaela stops and is like, he has a boyfriend, and the guy's like, "What about you? Can I get your phone number?" And she's like, "No, I'm not interested." And Connor tries to say she is interested, and Michaela's like, "No." They walk off, and she's like, "He's probably went to jail. I'm not interested." And Connor's like, "Come on, just sit on him," which I thought was so funny. I died laughing at that part. I was like, "Oh, Connor, you hoe." He's a hoe. Okay. So Annalise is, wait, you just have to sit on him. Laurel's with Frank, and they're trying to find out more information about the twins' arrest warrant. And it turns out that Caleb's DNA was found on the outside of the aunt's car. That's why they arrested them. Annalise is crying in the bathroom. Bonnie tells her what happened with the twins' case. Annalise is giving Bonnie super attitude on 10, and it's awful. It's kind of actually annoying. Hold on. The team is trying to figure out how to crack the case, how to crack the twins to getting the truth about where they were that night. Wes goes in, talks to Tank. I'm sorry, Catherine. I'm gonna call her Tank. Fuck it. Talks to Tank, and Tank figures out that she's trying to play him. But they pretty much admit that Caleb was out for a run, but he didn't do it. Back to Nate's trial, the prosecutor is asking about the night that Annalise and Sam fought the last time they spoke. The argument, Annalise gives her the riot act, gives her one of those long ass, like, "I'm going to tell you about yourself" speeches, and I'm going to say something bold and like, and she just showed her temper. And the prosecutor is like, "Oh my, what a wonderful temper you have. It looks like you have the temper to kill." So she played into what the prosecutor wanted. The team gathers up to figure out how to get the twins, I guess, to get the case against the twins' aunt's murder thrown out. A case. Oh my god, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, I'm not gonna sneeze. Okay, good. So the team gathers together to figure out how to get the twins' case thrown out, against the aunt's murder, whatever. Oliver comes in to give Connor the keys, and Asher exposes that he knows about the HIV situation. Tells Oliver, "Yeah, Philadelphia was one of my favorite movies." Like, I still like Asher though. He's an idiot. He's cute. Um, so Oliver confronts Connor and says that there's a deeper reason why he contracted the virus, but he doesn't want to make him feel bad. Back to Nate's case, Anna said that the next day, Anna tells the court that she believes that Nate did it, and pretty much when Eve speaks to Nate about it, Nate says that he's not going to lie on the stand about the situation. So Eve's approach to it was she pretty much bashed Annalise the way the prosecutor did, and she did it so personal and it was so messed up. So messed up that Annalise didn't speak. She didn't defend herself, and she was like, "Shame on you, Anna. Shame on you. You're faking a moral compass." All of that. It was terrible. So Frank and Annalise go home. Frank tells the team what the prosecutor did to Annalise. Michaela uses that information to say that, well, what if they planted Caleb's DNA? So they go to Oliver to hack the police database, and it turns out that there is a second. They did 2 DNA runs on whatever, so it looks like they planted Caleb's DNA on the car. Bonnie confronts. Oh, and Oliver also told Michaela that she should go on the date with the cutie, blue-eyed cutie, Levi, like the jeans. She should go on the date with him. Bonnie tells Anna what happened. They're going back and forth. Bonnie owes Annalise, and Annalise is like, "Y'all need to be saved from me because I'm the evil one." The next day, Annalise gets the twins off by pointing out the 2 DNA reports, and of course, Wes eye bangs Tink. And they're like, "Oh God, Wes, not again. No Rebecca 2.0. Oliver tells Connor that he contracted AIDS because he was depressed, not AIDS, but HIV because he was depressed about what happened, how Connor cheated on him way back when, and Connor feels bad about it. Eve goes to talk to Annalise. Annalise was like, "Why'd you have to make it so personal? You hurt my feelings." And Eve says that she's still in love with her. And Annalise says that pretty much before she said that Annalise was the best. Annalise tells her that she was the good and she was the best thing that ever happened to her, and that she got scared and she ran off. Ooh, big deal. Someone cheated because they're scared. Laurel goes to Frank. Like, Laurel's trying to low-key trying to pick up Frank the entire time. Laurel goes to Frank and says, like, "Oh yeah, I passed my exam," and she's pretty much trying to get some dick. Frank is like, "I'm not a hoe. I'm not your gigolo. Go away." But he said some nasty things that were just like, "Oh, no sugar." Clutch my pearls. Frank is hot. Anyhow, that beard. Wes goes home, sees Rebecca's stuff outside, sees a picture of Rebecca and a bunch of people outside. He picks it up, and closer inspection, one of the dudes in the picture is Levi. And the funny thing is, Michaela's on a date with Levi right as Wes is looking at the picture, of course. Asher tells the prosecutor, "Bye, Felicia," because she lost the case against Nate. I'm sorry. Did I tell you Nate's case was dismissed? Because the prosecutor doesn't know who did it, obviously. So she dismisses Nate's case. Asher tries to brag, and it turns out that the prosecutor is going to be running the twins case now. While Annalise is saying goodbye to Eve, Eve invites her to go to New York, don't live in Sam's house. Anna says she can't go. And then we see Nate watching them from a distance, watching Annalise say goodbye to Eve as Eve leaves, which is creepy. And then we fast forward to the present day. The kids run in to get Connor. Connor's trying to save her, put pressure against the wound. They get him out, and as they're running out of the house, the prosecutor is dead on the floor all the way at the bottom of the stairs. So that's how to Get Away with Murder, which was a good episode. And I guess I'll see you next week. Bye.